Hello friends, welcome to the GenAI Tech channel. My name is Akash and today we'll learn in GenAI training with topics. First, what is LLM with its examples. Second, what are custom options for LLM. Third, how to create an API key using Google Console. Fourth, how to use Google Colab for GenAI coding. Fifth, develop our first GenAI code. But before that, need to have basic understanding of Python. Sixth, how to use API key in GenAI code to get desired output. So this is our agenda. If you like the content, please like and subscribe the channel and click on the bell button to get all the latest updates on the GenAI training. So let's go to the training. So what is LLM? LLM is the large language model. LLM is a type of ML, machine learning model that applies neural network techniques. It can perform variety of NLP tasks. NLP is the natural language processing tasks such as generating and classifying text, answering questions in a conversational manner, and translating text from one language to another. Here large refers to number of values which we are also called as parameters. The language model can change autonomously as it learns. Some of most successful LLMs have 100 of billions of parameters. There another term in the LLM is the multimodal LLM. What is this multimodal LLM? An LLM can handle text, audio, image and video. That calls as a multimodal LLM. So what are the different examples of LLM? Examples of LLM: BERT, GPT. Third is FLAN T5. Fourth is Llama. Fifth is Palm. And sixth is Bloom. You will get a description of these abbreviation in my previous session. So you can go through with the same. Now moving to the next, what are the custom options for LLM? So let's say that this is the corpus of knowledge, human knowledge, or we can say it as a internet. It provides input to the LLM. Also we provide the humans provides the prompt. There is also custom knowledge available. So the first one is train a custom LLM. So in this approach, you build and train an LLM from scratch or with specialized data. So this is usually done by gathering a data set specific to the organization of or domain and feeding it to the LLM to create a custom model tailored to your needs. So use case, we can understand that this is ideal for organization with unique data or highly specific use cases that are not adequately served by general purpose models. And examples, a company might train an LLM using its proprietary financial data to create a model specialized in providing financial advice. Now the next one is to tune a general purpose LLM. So explanation, if we try to understand this, the tuning part. So you take a pre-trained general purpose LLM trained on a broad corpus like the internet and fine tune it with your custom data set. This method leverages the foundational knowledge the LLM already has and adapts it to your specific domain use case. So this is useful when you need a model to understand your domain specific language or concepts, but don't want to start training from scratch. Example, a healthcare provider might fine tune an LLM with medical records and research papers to improve accuracy in diagnosing diseases. Now the third one is prompt general purpose LLM. So if you try to understand this, so this is the most lightweight approach where you don't modify the LLM itself. Instead, you craft specific prompts or inputs to guide the LLM in generating responses that are relevant to your needs. So use case where we can use this. This approach is beneficial when you want to use an LLM quickly without custom training or tuning, especially when the general purpose model is already sufficient for many use cases. Try to understand with the example. A user asking ChatGPT to summarize a legal document by framing the right question is an example of prompting a general purpose LLM. So if I try to go and write here, first train a custom model, custom LLM. So here in this approach, build and train LLM from scratch or with specialized data. Second, tune a general purpose LLM. You take a pre-trained general purpose LLM that is trained on a broad corpus like the internet and fine tune it with your custom data set. Now the third one is prompt a general purpose LLM. So this is most lightweight approach where you don't modify the LLM itself. You craft specific prompts or inputs to guide the LLM in generating responses that are relevant to your needs. So this is the way how you can customize what are the different custom options for LLM. So we understood about the use case and its example. And if I try to add an example for better understanding, a company might train an LLM using its proprietary financial data to create a model specialized in providing financial advice. Example of tune a general purpose model, general purpose LLM. Example, a healthcare provider might fine tune an LLM with medical records and research papers to improve accuracy in diagnosing diseases. An example of prompt a general purpose LLM, a user asking ChatGPT to summarize a legal document by framing the right question is an example of prompting a general purpose LLM. So in all the three custom LLM, the key elements are the corpus of human knowledge in the internet. So it represents the vast amount of general information available on the internet used to train general purpose models. Custom knowledge, it refers to the domain specific or proprietary data that can be used for training or fine tuning a model. LLM, a general which is having the three, we can customize it based on three custom model. And this is the central AI system which it refers to the custom trained, fine-tuned or prompted. So these are the users. It represents people or system that interact with the LLM for different tasks. So this is our second point for as per the agenda. So if we go to the agenda, we understood about what is LLM with its examples, what are custom options for LLMs. Now we will move to the third point, that is how to create an API using the Google console. Now for this we go to the Chrome and we type here as a Google GCP console. So you can click on the second one, Google Cloud Platform. So once you click on it, so because it automatically redirect to me this because I logged in with this. But what you can do, you can log in with your own Segdom or user ID. So once logged into the GCP console, so you see that automatically the first project will be created, and then you can come to the here in the left navigation bar. You can come to the API and services. You can click on the credentials. In the credentials, and here is the create credential. So once you will click on the create credential, it will ask for the API key. You can click on the API key. It will create an. So I have already my API key. So in case if you want to show the API key, so you can click on show key. So it will show you the key like this, and then you can close this. Then this is how we can create a credential and API key, and then you can go to the Google Colab. You can type here as a Google Colab. So you can click here on the Google Colab console. So there are the different options in the Google Colab. You can see example. So you can open either in case if you have already Python notebook. So you can open either from the Google Drive or GitHub. You can also upload it. In case if you do not have, then you can click on the new notebook. So once you click on the new notebook, then this is the option, the window will open. So once the window will open, so you will find it that these are the different option like file, edit, view, insert, runtime, and this is the folder. It represents the file. So currently it is connecting. So you see here it is connecting. So it has connected. Once you click on the sample data, so there is the sample data. But what I want to do it from the example. So I want to upload a one file, and in that file, whatever the image is this. So I want to understand that whether that image is it a image of a cat or dog, and using that model, I'll get the response. So in order to get the model, I'll go to the Google, and here I'll write cat with hat. I'll go to the images. So let me just download this one. Right click, save image, images, save, go here, and let's write our first code. So in order to use the same, first I need to import google.generative AI as Gemini. So this is alias which I given for this Google class to import code. Now I need to fetch the API key from environment variable. So API underscore key equal to os.getEnv, and let's give the environment variable name as Gemini underscore API underscore key. In order to define the API key, either you can define the API key using the os.environment to set the environment variable. So there are two options for setting the environment variable. Set the environment variable. First one is os. We can use the os.environ, same name. Let me just copy it from here. Gemini API key, and I can give my API key here. Okay. And if you do not want to show your API key, then what you can do, you can use the secrets here. Add new secret. So let me just delete it as I already added it. Add new secret. So you can use this name as Gemini API key, and you can use the value, the secret which I created from the Google console. So if I go here to the API services, credentials. So this is my API key, and let me just copy that API key here. Show API key here. close. Okay, so if I use my API key over here like this with the secret, so I can remove this line, so it is not required. In case if you define the API key in the notebook, then this is the way that you need to define the environment variable. So I can remove this as of now because I already defined the secret key. And for this OS, it is giving this error. So what I need to do, I need to import the OS. So in the Python, whatever the modules that we need to use, that the same modules we need to import it. So once we import it, we can use within the code. Now moving to the next code. Next line of code. Now setting the API key. API key. So in this, what we need to do, we need to Gemini.configure. We can set the API key using this API underscore key equal to API underscore key. So why we use this API key equal to API key? Because the API key, I'm using it here, right? I'm fetching the API key from the Gemini API key and I'm passing this API key to this right side API key to the left side API key. Okay, so based on this, it will set the API key. Now moving to the next code. Now the API key is set. Now setting the text model. Setting the text model. Inside this, what I can do, I can just define one variable as model and I can use this alias which we imported in the beginning, Gemini.generative model. So this is the object and then we can pass the model name. So in the Gemini, I can use in the Gemini 1.5 flash. So this is the model which I am using. Now moving to the next. So once you will hover your mouse over here, then automatically you will get code and text. You just need to click on the code. So it will move to the next line and it will give you the kind of option to write your code. Now till now we have done the import. We have fetched the API key. We have defined setting the API key is done. Then setting the text model. And then move to the next, loading the image. So for this, what I can use like from PIL import image. So from this class, I imported this object image and I'm using this image as a variable and using this object image dot open and inside this, I can pass this path. Now, in order to upload your files here, what you can do, you can just do the right click, upload. And you can just upload the image. So this is the image which I uploaded here. So now if you see that images.gif is inside this sample data. Now I need to give just only the path, right? And I can just copy this path and I can paste this. So this is the images.gif and it is storing this inside this image variable. So till now we have using the model loaded the image. Now moving next. Clicking on the code, then hash, interacting with the image as first response. So this is one of the variable name which I given and let me just do it with the underscore, first underscore response equal to, and let me just give everything in small. So you can keep it, you can give any name. So I use just like first underscore response. And here I am just using the model dot generate underscore content and I need to pass here the image variable which I used it above and I need to pass what the message that I need to print is. So this is the question that I am passing to the model. Is there a dog in this image? So the model will answer me and I can print that answer. So this is the second underscore response equal to, so I can copy this model.generate underscore content image. So I can put the another question to the model. What is this animal? Now moving next. Now I have kept this detail in this variable. Now I want to print these responses. So in Python, printing the responses. So in order to use this, I need to use this print keyword and I can just pass this as a first underscore response dot txt. So it will give me the output in the txt response. And then the second underscore response dot txt. Okay, so our code is ready. So we developed the first GenAI code. So there is nothing more is required inside it. And what we'll do, without wasting the time, we can just try to run this. One way is to run it one by one and to see that everything is working fine. And if you are unsure, then you can go to the runtime and run all. So we'll see that what error is coming, then accordingly we'll work on it. Okay, so it is saying module OS has no attribute GNV. So what I need to do, I need to update this code to the get env. So I need to rerun this. So now it executed fine. Then setting the API key, it executed fine. Setting the text model, it executed fine. Till now it is fine. Okay, so it is throwing this error. So we'll read this error, what it is saying. So this is a credential error is coming. Okay, so the one issue that I find it with the once you provide the API key over here, then you need to enable this. So once you enable this and once you rerun this again, now we see some different error. Enable it. Okay, so this is the error which it is coming that you need to enable this API. So in order to enable this API, what you can do, you can click over here. So it will take you to the Google console and it will ask you to enable this API. You can click over here on the enable API. So it will enable the Gemini API model for you. So once it is enabled, then we will go back and we'll try to run our code again. Okay, so you see that the status is enabled. Now you can go to Colab again, run all, and we'll see that this time it is running fine or not. Ideally it should run fine and perfect. So now the model executed fine and we provided the image of a cat with a hat. So our first question to the model was, is there a dog in this image? So answer is no, there is a cat in the image. Perfectly fine. So another question which is asked to the model based on the image is, what is this animal? So the model responded that this is a cat. Perfect. So our model is working perfectly fine. So now moving forward, we'll try to see that description for the model. And in order to see the description for the model, we can write one more command. So let me just go to the code and can write Gemini.get underscore model underscore name, and we'll enter this. So it has provided this output. So it has given the detailed description for the model. In the beginning, it started with the name. Then it started with the base. So as the base model ID is none, so it has given the none inside it. The next one it has given for the version. So what is the version that you have provided? The next one is the display name. So it has given the name of the model. Description. So it has given the description, that is the fast and versatile multi-model for scaling across diverse tasks. Input token, it's 1 million. Then output token limit is 8192. Then we have the supported generation. So the supported generation, this is the list of methods supported by the model. In this model, it supports generating content and counting tokens. So tokens, as I mentioned, that it is the words. Now the next one is the temperature. So the temperature parameter that controls the randomness of the model's output. So lower value makes the output more deterministic. With higher value, it makes it more random. So maximum temperature, the maximum allowable temperature setting for this model. Top P and top K. So top P is this is the parameter used for nucleus sampling and specifies the cumulative probability threshold for token selection. Only the smallest set of token with a cumulative probability above this threshold will be considered. And top K, it restricts token selection to the top K with the highest probability. So here we are using the top K as 64. So this is how we can develop our first code for generative AI. So now let's go back to the agenda. So we started with the what is LLM and its example. We learned about it. What are the custom options for LLM? How to create an API key using Google Console. How to use Google Colab for GenAI coding. Then we developed our first GenAI code. But before this, need to have basic understanding of Python. So soon I'll be starting the Python series also. So you can join that series as well. Then how to use the API key in GenAI code to get the desired output. For the code, I will give the detail in the description below. So hope you like this session. So in case if you like this session, please click on the like and subscribe my channel and click on the bell button so that whenever I upload a new video, so that you will get the pop-up. So thank you all for joining this session.